A lot of people have been concerned about Julian Assange. I'm kind of conflicted at this point about WikiLeaks because WikiLeaks did something I didn't agree with. WikiLeaks, they really pissed me off. They really supported Roseanne Barr in this whole thing. Well, they supported Roseanne Barr in a statement. It looked like it in the tweet. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Guys, go find the tweet from WikiLeaks. But this is about Julian Assange, who we know didn't send the tweet because he didn't have access to anything. All right? Oh, yeah, Tim will call out anybody. Ecuador's Moreno says Julian Assange's asylum will continue with conditions. So let's see what the conditions are. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, Ecuador's President Lenin Moreno says the country will respect Julian Assange's right to asylum, but only if the WikiLeaks founder respects the conditions his government has put in place for him to continue his stay at the London embassy. At their London embassy, I should say. Speaking in an interview with German broadcaster Deutsche Welle, Moreno said Assange's actions were a cause of concern for the government of the South American country, but his asylum was not under immediate threat if he complied. Okay, Mr. Moreno or President Moreno, what must he do to comply with asylum in your beautiful facility? He says, let's not forget the conditions of the asylum. They prevent him from speaking about politics or intervening in the politics of other countries. That's why we cut his communication, Moreno explained, adding that his government would take a decision if Assange didn't comply with the restrictions placed upon him. There are two types of liberty, the responsible liberty and the cave liberty, in which everyone thinks they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and however they want. That's not liberty. Liberty must be used with a lot of responsibility. Moreno explained without confirming whether or not Assange's right to external communication would be reestablished amid an international campaign to reconnect him. Moreno also denied that external pressure on him by his government played a role in his country's treatment of Assange. That's interesting. Ecuador has received pressure. And as you know, Assange has had his right to communicate with the external world taken away from him. This has been since March. He explained that he delegated all decisions relating to Assange's case to Assange's case Maria Fernanda Espinosa, who currently serves as the country's foreign minister and previously served as defense minister during Rafael Correa's presidency, stating that it was her idea to grant Assange Ecuadorian citizenship. So according to Moreno, the only reason why Assange was allowed to stay in Ecuador was Maria Fernanda Espinosa. Maybe you don't like the backlash. Maybe you need to distance yourself from the backlash that you said you are receiving and the pressure that you are receiving in regards to having Julian Assange in your embassy. I don't think it'd be crazy to assume that you might want to separate yourself from that. He went on to say, I told the foreign minister she should, with complete freedom, choose how to solve the problem. And she chose the system, or that system. It wasn't the most appropriate, but I respected it, he said. So he gets to stay, apparently. There's going to be no change. Now, I did a follow-up story. This is a follow-up to a follow-up where that was sort of in question. So part of his conditions, one of the conditions for him to stay in the embassy was not to discuss politics. He says not to interfere with the politics of other countries. He's a political animal. That's going to be hard to do. It would sort of be like akin to Roseanne not tweeting about politics and just kind of like doing her show. But, Assange is not an American citizen, so, I'm just saying. I guess there's a lot of ways to look at it, right? We argue a lot about a myriad of things. It's just crazy what we do, and we don't realize how we're being manipulated in the process.